This video was made possible by our generous supporters on Patreon. Check out patreon.com/NWR for all the details.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE is frankly a weird game. The first we ever heard of it was in early 2013, when Nintendo announced a partnership with Atlus that would result in a crossover between Fire Emblem and the Shin Megami Tensei series. Radio silence followed for a while, but in that time, Atlus developed a game that wound up being totally awesome, but also, in a way, not really the purebred mixture of Fire Emblem and Mega 10 that folks initially hoped. The end result, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, launched on Wii U in America and Europe in 2016. Yes, the Wii U was still alive in 2016. Seriously, it was just barely. While Tokyo Mirage Sessions was held up in high regard, it was a video game that came out on Wii U. Even more so, it was a video game that came out on Wii U in the last year of the system's life. If you played it on Wii U, awesome, you're in on the secret. This game rules. If not, then there's a Switch version, perfect for you, called Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore, coming out to kick off 2020. Almost 5 years after its debut, Tokyo Mirage Sessions gets another turn on the stage. Why is it worth paying attention to? Here's a few reasons why you should totally check out Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore on Nintendo Switch. For those who don't know much about Shin Megami Tensei, it's a long-running Atlus franchise. People call it Mega 10 for short. The latest entry, Shin Megami Tensei 5, is due out on Switch eventually. It was announced back right before the system came out in 2017. We're waiting, Atlus. Any day now is great. A long time ago, Persona was spun off of Mega 10, and while Tokyo Mirage Sessions isn't necessarily that similar to Persona ultimately, it's arguably the closest you'll get to the franchise on Switch, with the mainline Persona games being exclusive to Sony platforms for the time being. The world of Tokyo Mirage Sessions takes place in modern Tokyo, where your protagonist, Itsuki, partners up with a talent agency to fend off enemies from the Idolosphere dimension, where nefarious mirages exist. While it doesn't hold the depth of the social link systems of Persona, it has some elements of that compatibility with different characters, as they improve their relationships with their helpful mirages, which are based on Fire Emblem characters. And that gets us to our next point. This game is filled with fun Fire Emblem fan service. The strategic gameplay of Fire Emblem doesn't really find its way into Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but a fair share of cute Fire Emblem nods do make it in. For one, every character has a complementary mirage that is based on a Fire Emblem hero. You'll see the likes of Chrom and Tharja and Navarre and Draug, however you pronounce it. If you're looking for a diverse set of Fire Emblem heroes, you won't find that here. It's basically just the original game and Awakening. Though Encore is going to add some Fates and Three Houses love, in case you're, more into the new stuff. Other Fire Emblem nods show up a little bit in the battle system, with the weapon triangle of Sword, Lance, Axe making an important appearance. Some of the later game class upgrades also call to mind Fire Emblem as well. Another reason to check this game out is the Unity system. After a certain point in the game, you'll gain access to the Bloom Palace, headlined by Fire Emblem's Tiki. Hey, there's some Fire Emblem fan service for you. Using accumulated items, you can create new weapons and beef up the powers and abilities of your party. That's called Carnage Unity. The other, more story-specific element is dubbed Radiant Unity, where completing side stories and quests can leave your party members with permanent stat upgrades and even more skills. It's a really engrossing system that provides good reason to explore the stories of each individual character, whether you're sucked into the world or not. It also all funnels right into our next point. That would be the Rad Battle system, because the battle system in Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a turn-based joy. While a solid chunk of the game takes place in the quote-unquote real world, the dungeons are all set in different idolospheres, essentially just dungeons. You don't need to worry about the specifics too much. Unless you're really into the story, then go check that out. There's some light puzzle solving in each dungeon, and they all have their own distinctive themes and story relevancy. Enemies are found walking around these dungeons, and by touching them, you go into battle. At a glance, this is pretty standard turn-based fare. characters have attacks and spells, strengths and weaknesses. Session attacks are what makes this flow beautifully though. Similar to the press turn system in Mega 10 games. Session attacks are triggered by attacking an enemy's weakness. Let's say the enemy is weak to sword attacks. Attack the enemy with a sword attack, and that might trigger another party member using a sword and electric attack, which could then in turn launch an ice electric attack from another party member, and then, hell why not, maybe an electric attack after that. You can set up veritable combat Rube Goldberg machines with this system. It kinda rules. There's even more to the system as well, with performance attacks that segue into legit musical performances that do massive damage. You also got dual attacks that can extend session combos and even ad-lib performances that happen randomly. What always stood out to me about Tokyo Mirage Sessions' battle system is how much elements of the game feed into each other. Plot progression and side quests boost your characters in battle. It's overall very holistic. The last reason that we kind of recommend to check out Tokyo Mirage Sessions is relatively simple. You can fast forward the sessions in combat. Because while the battle system is indeed awesome, one aspect that dragged down the pace was the fact that the sessions, which could chain into incredibly long and awesome and powerful combos, couldn't be skipped. Well, Mega 10 fans rejoice. You can speed up sessions in the Switch release. A great game, just got a little bit better. Anyway, if any of that strikes your fancy, maybe check out Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore on Nintendo Switch, or dig up a Wii U from a landfill and play it on your Wii U. Just try to play this game, it's very good, and if it underperforms again, it's probably donezo. Fire Emblem will never appear in Persona 5 Three Houses. That's probably not going to be a game. It'd be cool. I mean, think about how Fire Emblem Three Houses is already kind of like Persona E. Imagine if they just totally blended those worlds together, like it was like a Shin Megami Tensei cross Fire Emblem game. Oh wait, they did that. It's Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. It's great. Check out our other content on the game. We have specific previews, and depending on when this releases, our review of the Switch version could be out. If not, you can go check out our old Wii U review, all our coverage from back in the day. It was a long time ago when the Wii U was out, but now we're in a time when the Switch is out, and most of the Wii U games came to Switch, so that's great. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for doing what you do, have a great day, and play some RPGs, they're great, bye.
This video was made possible by our generous supporters on Patreon. Did you know that Nintendo World Report is funded directly by fans like you? When you support Nintendo World Report on Patreon, you get immediate access to multiple exclusive podcasts every month, exclusive Discord channels, an early look at select content, and more, all for as little as $1 a month. Check out patreon.com/NWR for all the details.